We last left off in the world of Tungra. Our heroes find themselves in the twin cities of Leandar and Naskia. Lunarion and Nobir Gog, after their adventures in Westworld and the islands of Malden, bring with them Captain Velnos, Gareth Griffinwold, and his trusty sidekick to the once beautiful but now quiet streets of Leandar. Upon making their way through this once shining jewel of culture and commerce, Leandar now feeling hollow, shops shuttered and streets half empty, its people weary and broken after rebellion and betrayal. The old ruling houses have fallen, and the last trace of the bloodline in Talani Spade, Leandar, has also fallen. All hope of reclaiming or returning to what once was fades, leaving House Renfrey clinging to the remnants of that power. While in the shadows, the Noskian Syndicate prowls unchecked. From the floating city high above in the sky, the thieves descend with virtual immunity, pillaging and bleeding Leandar of his gold and its pride. In this decline steps our heroes, Gog and Lunarion and your companions, seeking answers, meeting up with Hark Windsong to clear some lizard folk from within a sacred mushroom cave. And as you dove deeper, you uncovered that they were not merely just raiders, but followers of a prophet known only as Leandra and the high priestess, Solara, servants and whisperers of the serpent god Zahir that you are seeking out today. Through poisonous rites and rituals, they have been creating what is known as ophianoids to prepare for what they call the reset of the cycle, the end of the gods as they are known, and the rise of the new divine wheel. After returning and taking upon another quest, you found yourself with a merchant by the name of Valor. And after some travel through the streets during this delivery, you came upon a mysterious woman within the slums. Gog using his tremor sense to detect that there are several, if not hundreds of bodies surrounding you at this moment. Now, as your guide fainted you into a lull of security, he brought you deeper and deeper into the slums. Whereupon, arriving at your foreseen destination, he betrayed you, revealing himself to be a pawn of the very syndicate that you were hired to protect him for. It was all a setup, an ambush. And in that last session, right before we ended, Lunarion let out a remark. that he was foolish to set this up. But we have to see how the story goes. So I need both of you to roll initiative as we are going straight into combat here. You did not. Okay. It is Lunarion's turn as you are reaching out to Valor. What would you say and what would you do? Oh, I've heard plenty of tales from plenty of adventurers. They all find themselves a sacrifice to be had. Oh, I'm ready, Captain. Let's do it. It is, my bad. GOG can detect these people. I can't zoom in enough to hide them. You know that he's here. They're all about to pop out here in a second. If you want, you can hold your action. Until then, it's just that we left off with your turn, so I started with you. Okay. So you walk up within melee range of him. What attack are we using here? 13 does not hit. 12 also does not hit. As you go to strike him, he sort of flails out his robe and uses it to catch both strikes of the lance. Something about the material that it's made out of allows him to kind of deflect off both of those strikes. Okay, no beard. You are at the top of the turn order. Yeah, as you throw out both of those strikes as well, he sort of catches both of your strikes with his robe, almost like a sensei would, and like reverse and sends them back out. And reflects him, he says, "Not as powerful as your stories sound. We'll make easy work of you." He claps both of his hands, and you guys watch as several individuals begin to appear from the doors and the windows surrounding you. as you hear the sound of glass shattering and breaking and doors cracking open. Arrgh! You are now surrounded by a mob of syndicates. As they all approach, you guys hear Velnos call out, Captain, having trouble. I'm sure you could do with these guys. Well, of course. As he reaches out and you watch as his hand begins to erupt in this Eldritch energy as he sends out an Eldritch blast. Uh, he's going to fire it at the biggest guy here in the corner. So that's a 25 to hit. 11 points of damage as he fires that out and it strikes at that thug. He takes 11 points of damage as he is blasted into the wall. You watch as he hits his head and his head starts to bleed profusely. He looks a bit dazed, but he is still standing up. After that, it is Gareth's turn as he hops out of the wagon and he rushes into combat with this syndicated bandit. He's going to take 2 strikes at him with his blade. Sorry, a strike at him with his blade. That is a 15 to hit. I think Gareth has a D8 now. He deals 5 points of damage as he cuts down this bandit, dealing a significant strike as he cuts him right across the chest. You watch as you can see the blood start to pool out of his torso. He is still standing up at that, and you guys see as Sir Elwick also jumps off of the cart, but to the other side, and he's going to strike at this bandit on the other side of him as well with his blade. Eric gets into combat, but unfortunately, he is now dueling and he's unable to land that initial strike. All in all, these guys are going to circle back to the top of the order where we now have Valor, who is going to take his counter strike. Gog, since you are here directly in front of him, let's use something fun here. Okay. As he pulls out his large scimitar that's been sort of hidden under his robe, he's going to quickly, as he sort of tosses your leg about with his cape, he's going to swipe at you with the scimitar. That is a 13 to hit. Nah, hell no. You got a 19. Okay. So as he goes, he sort of swings out, and you're able to block it with really just kind of like your hand. You sort of get him right at the forearm as he catches you, and then he follows up very quickly as you sort of catch from underneath, almost in like a Paul Atreides way. In like this last fight with his dagger, he sort of swings at you with his offhand weapon of this bonus action, and that is a 8 to hit. So that definitely doesn't hit. As you're able to block both of his strikes as well, and he says, "Oh, a fair match. I see. Well, nevertheless, syndicates, erase them." As he is going to leave it up for his allies to take care of that. And we return to Lunarion here at the top of the turn order. Okay. I think I have to roll a save. Okay, that is a 12. As you reach out with your hand and you touch him, you watch as the blight begins to spread like like tendrils erupting out of your touch. It starts right. Where do you want to place it at on his body? Okay, so as you tap him on the forehead, you watch as the veins in his forehead turn a bright red, flaming color as they sort of stretch down. As you hear him sort of screeching as they sort of stretch down into his eyeballs and start to get and infect and take over his vision. As you see, as the whole left side of his face is appearing to start to decay, he jolts back with a ah, and he sort of steps back. He says, Get them now!" And he is attempting to disengage away from you guys. Go ahead. Who are you saying that to? Give me a persuasion check here or a intimidation, whichever one you're attempting. Okay. As you say that, as you look around, you see everybody with their blades and their weapons drawn, sort of inching their way towards the group. Gareth and Elwyn in combat with the individuals that they're currently fighting. Velnos is firing out blasts from on top of the cart, sort of looking out like an Overwatch. And the individuals that are not yet in combat, but seeing what you've done to Valor, they appear to all kind of take a look at each other, and they still are slowly coming towards you. But you do see hints of doubt within the group. Alrighty. Gog, it is your turn. Yes, Valor's to the left of you. Hits. Okay, nice. That hits. That's a third. Okay, as you strike him, you watch as he almost like his whole body caves in as his center mass like goes forward as his face and his feet come back. He flies into the body of this thug behind him that Velnos initially blasted with the Eldritch Blast. He hits him so hard, you watch as the thug coughs up blood and just passes out. He's completely unconscious as Valor is sort of wait, wait. Ah. Wait, you don't understand? Just hear me out. It's and as he is about to speak, a smoke bomb erupts inside of the area. I need both of you to make perception checks. Yep. Okay. You both see as a figure jumps off of the roof, lands near Velnos, and instantly like hits both of these bandits with strikes across the neck that completely incapacitates them instantly. And in the blink of an eye, he sort of dashes off. And this is like all going on as you guys are looking around the smoke bomb. Then another one drops. And another one drops. Another one drops. As you guys are watching this figure just dash about within the smoke bomb, you call out for it. And what do you hear? No, no, it's him, it's him, it's the, please kill me before he gets me. He's gonna torture me. Please, just kill me. It's, it's, as you hear somebody on the other side say, Bagman, and you hear a blood curdling sound as the smoke begins to clear, and the only thing that you see is a lone standing individual with a bag of holding on his head, with green skin and tattoos on his arms, bandages around his wrist, about the height of one of your green skin allies back at the Bastion. Yes, that's what I was trying to tell you. Sorry. Hmm. I'm not really one to trust individuals I don't recognize or can't verify their identity. How do we know we can trust you, Bagman? Bagman, please, don't hurt me. What do you want to know? I I don't know where she is. The theater. They're meeting at the theater. This Yuan Ti is a friend and an ally of the great kingdom of Westweld. He defeated the scourge of Mystistrix, and I am here to learn in his stead so that I can be a great warrior one day. I am a great warrior today. I killed a god, in fact. Yes, Captain. As Gareth approaches and he draws his blade with the passed out Valor, he reaches down and he sticks it right through his jugular, twisted, and pulls it back out as he starts to bleed out. All right. 1 second. Okay. Between the bodies, you do find a plethora of gold. There's about 200 gold between them. In addition, Valor is wearing a cloak of protection um, that you guys would definitely be able to recognize. Gog, you've seen one before within the halls of Thorgadon. It's going to give you that bonus to your AC. As far as items of note, that is the most noteworthy magical items. All in all, these guys are mostly grunt level, thief level. Bagman will have more information about all that kind of stuff. They don't really have a lot of good stuff, but they did have some currency for you. Are you guys taking the weapons with you, or are you leaving them? Okay. Bagman, are you taking them to your hideout? Okay. As you all begin to take off through the slums of Leandar, which hideout are you taking them to? The one that's close or the one that's off from here? Okay. You guys run for about 5 minutes, sort of dipping and diving. You actually pass back through the area that you passed through initially with the merchant here, where you saw the old lady, Gog. You actually guys passed through that area, but you instead of heading back towards the docks, you take another turn that takes you down a deeper part of another part of the city. And as you go there, you start to see that the surroundings start to change a bit. Off into the distance, you can see these pink, beautiful rose petals that are freshly blooming, and it gives you a sense of wonder. These are regional plants. You've read about them, you've seen them in books, definitely have heard about them. But being able to see these items, see these trees on the horizon is a very beautiful sight as you guys sort of diving through this otherwise sort of mundane slum, trying to catch up with Bagman and stay at his pace as he sort of dips off into one of the tucked off buildings. The door looks like it's boarded up, but as he goes, you see he puts his hand on a specific board and it shifts a bit and it opens and he takes you in. And as you enter, you find yourself into what looks to be some sort of cave or operating base. Um, some sort of man cave style operating base with areas to sit, lounge. But on the far wall, one thing that you notice is there's a very large map of the city of Leandar with specific points marked and listed out with connections drawn between them, showing individuals that Bagman has tracked down within the city that are tied to this syndicate. Some of them have X's over their faces, showing that they have been taken down in some manner, while there is one that is circled in a name that is quite strange. Written on it just says the masked man, the masked serpent. And as you guys sort of come into the area, Gareth is the last to close the door as Elwin stays outside guarding the exterior. Velnos and Gareth, they sit down at one of the tables, and he's the first to sort of speak up. So, Bagman, you got anything to drink in here? Actually, you do. You do have some water that's available, but nothing of alcohol. Oh, yes, that sounds amazing. I'll take some. Oh yeah, for sure. No, you can, or you can say it if you want. Yeah. Okay. You guys taking a short rest or a long rest? Okay. Gog, short rest or long rest? Okay. As you guys will both gain the benefits of a long rest. Um, yes, you can. Go ahead, give me a d20. That's Bagman's ability. Hey man, we gotta get back into it, man. It's all right. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't. You haven't figured out. You didn't see enough of them in combat to learn anything. Just a contingency. You know what I'm saying? Contingency plan. Contingency. Okay. Sorry. As you guys sleep and ponder throughout the night, Velnos is going to roll a survival check for you, as he is okay, pretty good. Lunarion, throughout the night, your dreams have become very vivid here in Leandar. Memories of your family and your kingdom, your childhood come flooding back to you like brief moments throughout your long slumber. And then you hear the song in that serpentine voice that sings out. A song that your mother used to sing. The one that speaks of coming back home. It's a call for it's one that moms sing to little children when they need to come in from playing outside. A call to get up and move. I need you to roll me a wisdom save here. It doesn't stir you enough at this time to wake you up. But as you both do wake up from your long rest, there is this lingering memory on your mind about that song. Because separate from the dreams that you had, something about that seemed present. And as you wake up, you see that Gareth and Eldrin are both still taking their rest as Velnos is sort of leaning across the room opposite of Bagman, who appears to be sort of tucked away in the corner a bit. Bagman, what's your position as you are doing this contingency? You did roll a one, so as y'all wake up, you see him kind of like looking at your hand, like examining like the ring, and like he does notice that like both of you have rings, and so like as Lunarion, as you wake up out of your slumber, you see him sort of looking at your hand, like right up next to you. We could check in the bag. Let's see if we got anything in the bag. Let's do a bag roll here. All right, go roll me a d20. Did you take the bag off? Okay, tell them what they see. Yeah, you can roll a history check for sure. They are not. What you notice about the Yuan Ti is that they all appear to be They all appear to be whatever they were before, but they have tails with the heads of snakes. So they are an abomination in that sense. But you don't know what a Yuan-Ti abomination is, not in the sense that he's talking about, I would say. All right. As you all begin to make your way towards the theater now. It is later on in the evening as you all approach the old, worn down amphitheater of Leandar, half collapsed with boarded up walls and doors. It has been thoroughly turned into a syndicate den. As you look about, you see several patrols of syndicate bandits, guards standing watch, walking about the theater. As you sit and count, let me get a perception check from you all here. Gog, you can roll with advantage. Cool, nice to get them bad rolls out the way. Gog, from what you can tell, there's about 50 or so guards that are walking about the grounds. And you can detect that there are several individuals also inside. Although, as you start to get out to that distance, it becomes tough to differentiate the wave patterns. Yeah, so we'll roll a separate perception check for this since you were technically doing a different thing there. Yes, you can. Okay. As you do you grapple up and use their perception or do you wait to? Okay. So you do detect that there is a nice, almost like a what would be a clock tower, but it's missing the whatever would keep time there at the center. You sort of climb up to this area, and as you look out, you can start to see the numerous amount of guards, and there is not a lot of opportunity to sneak in. Usually, in these sorts of situations, you would try to create some sort of grand diversion, but that almost eliminates the ability to surprise. Um, you would have to put them on alert, but create a diversion that would give you time. Oh, what kind of distraction? What's your plan? Yeah. So what? Yeah. So yeah, describe what you would like to do, and then we'll roll for it. All right. As you dig in and you bring out one of your noise makers. So as you're looking out, you can see the theater, but there are guards outside of the theater. Um, from what you can count outside, there's about 50 guards. There are others inside that Gog is able to decipher for, which is why he upped it to about 100, because there's a lot of people in there. So you would need to create a distraction for the guards that are outside initially to have a chance to get some for somebody to be able to get inside of the building. Go ahead and give me a performance with advantage here. Okay. As you start to use the noisemaker, you see as some of the patrols instantly stop in their place. Someone says, "Hey, is that him? That's Bagman. Get him!" And they begin to rush over. All in all, you see about a good amount, about a flood, I would say a group of about 20 people start to make their way towards you as the rest of the guards begin to rearrange themselves and try to establish and figure out what's going on with the situation. I need you to roll me a stealth check as you sort of take off and try to get away from this incident. Okay, cool. You feel pretty well hidden as Gog and Lunarion as you guys watch as Bagman jumps out into the fray with his noisemaker and tow and just starts to shake and become a distraction as several of the guards, about half of the group on the exterior, begin to make their way after him, rushing in that direction. What would you guys do? From what you can tell, there are about 10 people inside of the building. from where you are now, from your vantage point above the theater, you can pretty much see and detect the guards that are outside. Gog definitely has the vision on the interior with his tremor sense. But from like the whispers, you can hear that people are talking about Bagman. Like, oh, so they said it's Bagman. All right, be on your guard, men. As people are trying to prepare and get ready. Oh, as you at the top of the theater, yes, like this place is like not in the best of shape. It's definitely worn down. Parts of it are completely boarded up, and there are parts of the roof and the walls that are just completely missing. So there are places where you can see directly into the theater as well. Yes, there's about 20 guards now still outside of the theater. There's about 10 people inside that he can detect at this moment. Uh, I could try, but the wave's not that good for damage. It's more of a crowd control move. Captain, why not just go through the front door? I mean, we handled these guys pretty easily before. Then we'll cut down 30. Without that bag to hold us back, we can go all out. One big AoE attack is all it'll take. Okay, so you all have advantage on your stealth checks. As you guys are looking out into this main street where, and I'll put the guards on the screen. Sorry, my bad. Let me do that. So these are the 10 that are more towards the front, and then you have some additional guards that are also spread on the other corner. So you have about an even distribution of like 5, 5, and 5 across the corner. And then towards the front door, you can see that there is what appears to be a more highly armored magic weapon wielding individual, similar to the individual that you fought before, Valor. You cannot see her, and even as you kind of like peek through and try to take angles, you can make out more syndicate guards, even in the interior. As you guys sort of inch closer a bit, but no evidence or visuals on Solar. Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check with advantage. You didn't want to announce it. It's one of those situations where the advantage hurts you, huh? Uh, you get all the way to the theater, and as you enter, you see there are essentially 10 more guards here. But the promise of this priestess eludes you. And for a moment, you're very confused. One moment. You hear a voice calling out to you. The traces you detect go through the theater into the back, behind the curtain, where through your senses you can detect a presence in the basement. You're still invisible, but you feel compelled to go. Your friends, go ahead. As you start to make your way down the stairwell, the voice doesn't get louder, but its pressure and its presence starts to envelop the air around you. As you start to smell the scent, and your senses begin to resonate with the presence of Yuan Ti. In fact, the very distinct smell that you smell is the scent of burnt sacrifice mixed with herb and oil that happens once every so 1,000 years during the Serpent House ritual. As you step down further and further, you find yourself in the small hovel of a wrecked basement that almost looks like a mine shaft with wood and stone all seeming to prop each other up in some hitchpotch of a way. And as you sort of duck and crawl and slither through this passage, you find yourself into this rocky, cave like area. And at the very end of the mouth of this cave, you see flickers of a bright green flame. And as you sort of crest over the corner and look out, you see a legion of storm elves, all standing frozen, facing your direction. Their tails outstretched and prostrated above them, with the glowing yellow serpent's eyes swaying left and right, piercing, looking towards you. No, as you begin to walk through them, these serpent heads trace your steps as you walk. And as you get past the first couple, you see a large soldier like Yuan T. Masilin sort of stepping through the crowd. As he sees you and he steps forward and he places his spear down in front of his body, not blocking your path, but sort of ushering you towards the center. Do you continue? He won't fight you, child of Asmodeus. Many things have changed in Serpent's Embrace since House Vesic fled as traitors. House Zaltis and House Quothin work in tandem together towards our greater goal. As you can see now, there's a very beautiful priestess that is standing above what appears to be a bubbling cauldron of thick, viscous fluid. Next to her, you see a very elegantly dressed woman, and she stands out to you because unlike all of the other who you can tell are commoners here, she seems to be of some sort of noble blood. As the priestess speaks to you, you watch as from up underneath her dress, a protrusion begins to sprout as a tail like apparatus spurts out from her backside, and from the tip of the tail, a face begins to form as you see two more yellow glowing serpentine eyes appear. Oh, Lady Rinfred. Ah, a noble woman of these lands, one who has seen the truth of our God, your true God, child of Zahir. Now, she was, but as you see, she has joined our blood. She is now a child of Zahir, and she bears his mark. You are a self-hater. I understand what the other houses have done to you, child of Vesic. Who determines the cursed? And what if the gods are wrong? They are not dead. They have joined the unity. They become children of Zahir. Oh, sorry. Better? As you do, you go ahead and give me a performance. As you rush through the groups of bodies, you swiftly dodging and dashing between the bodies of these Ophianoids, seemingly with no reaction. As you dash up to the goblet, you leap off of it, soaring in the air, right as you get to Solara with your lance, as you pierce her directly into her chest. You watch her see. Captain! Captain! As you are drawn back to the outside of the theater, Captain, they're there. They're right there. You haven't left yet. Captain, perhaps we should hold off. Go find Bagman. Make sure he's okay. And that is exactly why I'm asking you to stand down now, Captain. As a captain myself, and I can see when a leader is stifling. You haven't been the same since we've been on this island. This Zahir business. It's driving you mad, sir. I'm with you, Captain. As Gareth stands up. He's just a boy. Look what you're doing to him, Captain. You're gonna lead him to his death? Gog, say something. As you all begin to walk off, Vilno sort of picks up his step to catch up to you, and he says, sort of puts his hand on your shoulder timidly, and then rests it there. Gains a little bit of confidence there. You were there for me when I was in a dark spot. That look in your eye, it was bloodlust. You are best as our captain. We are thinking clearly. And now that we know that we are dealing with, and whatever foresight you have, we can plan for it and use our abilities strategically, wisely, and together. All right. Shall we go see if Bagman's made it back to his headquarters? As you guys make it back towards where the head hideout for Bagman was, you find your way to the entrance to see that it is still as it's left it, and he is not there at the moment. As you guys enter in, um, what would you like to do within the space? I thought about it. That wave may come in handy. If we could focus them into an area where we can utilize the darkness, we can make quick work of them. Ah, see, I was thinking of the exterior, but that's a great plan. If we can lure them all inside and utilize the darkness and summon the Balgura, could just wreck the place, kill the priestess. Captain, I'll be ready. Speaking of Bagman, isn't this place kind of weird? Well, he's got this big map of the city, and he's taking out all these people. But he's just now getting the information to take out this priestess. I just think it's real convenient. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look around. Yes, that's what's strange to me. He seems like this broker gives him this intel, but he has no information on this man. It's quite precarious. It's the actions of a pawn, not of a leader. I would imagine if he's finding ways to message Bagman, then he's well aware of us. We should be hearing from him soon. You guys sit around for about 30 minutes. Bagman, how do you make your entrance back into the headquarters? Yes, it's right. It's right. Well, first, it's all a big front. We not really like this whole syndicate. It's just a front. Everything's coming from Naskia. I don't know anything. As he takes off the mask, he says they kind of just rotate us in. Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. I don't know anything. It's the easiest job in the business, though. Oh, well, sort of. We act as the smugglers, as she takes her, well, I don't know, her people. Whatever's left, we get to keep it. We take it up to Naskia, resell it, eat a little bit of taste of home in Naskia. Not so bad in Naskia. You know, Little Leandar's getting really big now. I mean, Naskia, the city run by the Council of Warlocks. I mean, everybody deals with their demons, man. You know, you got to crack a few eggs to make us some eggs, man. I'm all for cracking eggs as long as it pays. What? No, that's good intel. What are you talking about? No, but all right. Don't need to tell folks my name. The name's Poland. No, 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 no. Thomas Bud. Name's Poland. Born Noskian. Well, honestly, if you kill me right now, they probably say that I was some impersonator, give somebody else a mask, and put him back in that spot.
Only way they would do that is if they saw one of their commanders giving them an order to leave their post. Well, I guess I'm the commander. But wait. I don't. You're asking me to betray my my friends. My uh, you want me to give a platoon of our guard a stand down order so that you can infiltrate and do what? What are you looking for? In the theater? As he sort of looks at Gog. Well, if it's gonna be that, guess I'm a traitor. Oh, anybody got a drink? No. Thank you for that, sir. Yes. It's unfortunate. So, I don't know. This place is kind of nice. Hey, how about we just fake my death? You know, I could just hang out here. You know, just. Wait. You need wait. Captain, be reasonable. Yes, Captain. As Gareth moves over and he puts his arms down onto uh onto Poland. Poland says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait, wait, wait! Hold up! Wait!" Uh, he does not have any wedding ring or any jewelry. He is a young man. I can't count. Hey, wait, listen. Wait, I can get you into Noskia. I can get you into Noskia. I can get you into Noskia. Listen, listen. Captain, the contact. His Noskian contact. Bagman. The You do know the name. You cannot. You just know that the messages come from Noskia. You don't know where he's at. Uh, yes, I have. No, I know this Kevin. Kethin, yes, dearly. He's well known in the boroughs of Naskia. No, not lying. I'm not lying, monk. I'm scared for my life. I've messed up his name. Wait! I can get you into Naskia. If you need to get up there, I am your key. My name's Poland. Commander Poland. Ah! Can somebody fix this? Cauterize. Uh, you have to catch lift, of course. You gotta find a pool. There's several. Uh, North, South, Eagle, Storm Bay. They all go to the same place. What the gods caught in the port? Yes, of course, it's the highest, highly guarded port on fucking Tongra. You have a better luck getting to the fucking banks of Felbar like this. One bubble to stick up your ass. uh, you're just gonna kill me after this, aren't you? Yes, it's the most highly guarded port in Tungra. Period. I thought so that me and Bagman, because I thought that I was also included in getting. That's what I'm doing here, right? Can you guys? Yeah, you're gonna kill me after this, aren't you? Go ahead, roll me an interrogation with advantage. Right, he's prepared for this, bro. Prep bonus. Yes. He says, "You know this, Bagman. It's 50 guards at the port. The three. Well, if you keep me alive, you don't have to worry about the 50 guards, right? That's the deal." I have some pull. As Velno sort of slaps on the back, he says, "It gets better the longer you're here. Trust me. Don't worry about those fingers. We'll get you a nice prosthetic. My boy Necros is a real good tinkerer." Oh, fuck off. Thank you, Captain. I'm learning, Captain.
I see what it takes to be strong. Ruthless aggression. Yes, Bagman. My mother used to tell me stories about superheroes. There's this one that she called Aquaman. And that's where we will end our session.